What's the deal, YouTube? What's going on? Making another video. I just want to talk about in this video, a couple of things that, if you're, getting an education and you're getting, you was born where, you had it good from the get-go, you need to give God thanks for that. Because, everybody does not, okay, guys. I gotta get a new webcam. Expect that soon coming up. New one. Everybody doesn't have it good like that, I'm one of the ones who didn't have it good like that, and I know there's others too in general who didn't have it like that either. People like me, Hard A, Next Gen, even others. Another, to me, another underrated boxer also in this video I want to talk about is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was one of the greatest of all time, but we know the top of them all is Muhammad, but Ali, but Mike Tyson is controversial to me because from where he came from, him being poor, his time in prison, his mentor dying, him losing his daughter or kid from his previous relationship, people thinking that he's just gonna snap off at any time. I guess not wanting to listen to people, getting involved with people like snakes like Don King that he even quoted that was bad. Just going through a lot. But as I look about it, Mike Tyson, and even like people like Tupac and people like Eazy-E and people like even people on YouTube like Hard and Next Gen and me and others, I feel like we have a story, and I feel like I want the church to get these hands clean, and that's no doubt. I had to really turn to the Bible to really get and go to church to get these hands clean. Because I was facing death. I told you guys. I saw people about to kill themselves. They lost their minds. Dude, seeing the guy about to commit homicide. I was really fighting for my life, and the doctors didn't know why nothing was working. I was hospitalized twice, guys. And from Next Gen story of him, not trying to put the man's business out, but he's already mentioned him caught in a murder and doing time for 2 years. Harder, stealing and selling drugs and etc. and everything like that. And I think about Tupac and Eazy all the time. Besides God keeping him first, just how they struggled. From the police always putting their hands on them, they always getting slammed. He had to sell dope to make it. Pot, I'm sure did. They really had a hard time. That's why I feel like none of these guys, these rappers out here, could never be compared to guys like that. Because if you never had it hard, how can you even talk about something you never did or you never experienced? And I feel like I may not have been the smartest. I'm not saying that I'm illiterate or anything, but one thing I do have, people like me, Next Gen, and Mike Tyson, all of us have. Even Bruce Lee, that we have heart. We have heart. And an interviewer sat down with Mike Tyson and asked him, the kids that they have now, could they ever be boxers? And he said no. He said because they have everything already. They have a lot that he didn't have growing up. When racism was bad, even in Bruce Lee's time, how racism was bad. But I feel like Mike Tyson is an underrated boxer in a way. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit because people thought he was terrible. Him not wanting to listen, him spending time in jail. Getting involved with people like I said, like Don King, getting involved, I guess, with politics, with the wrong type of people that he didn't need to be around. I just feel like, he really had it rough. But one thing I can say about Mike Tyson, that I still think, he's a great person and he came from a long ways. Even as I start thinking about my dad, with his, what he did growing up, not trying to get too much into that, I still, respect him that even though I know he wasn't there, and I understand all that, and me, coming from being poor, and me just telling you, and even previously telling you what I've been through, I still feel like, it's good to be a good person, and if you're getting a chance to get a good education, you need to thank God for that, That's why I say, the younger people, the younger generation are so, they are spoiled. The majority in ways are, and I know I'm young too, but I was raised to be different, as I told you guys, and I really had it rough coming up, and I know a lot of other children have too, but there's some that think they're stuck up, and I'm not like that. I'll be cool with anybody. I don't discriminate. I don't do any of that. I'll never condemn nobody who's ever been on drugs, or any of that. Like Fat Gamer, I'll never judge him for that, because I know, you know, where I came from, you know. And I just thank God that I made it through, you know. And I'm moving on now, but I'm just telling you, you know, even at the point where, you know, Mike Tyson, I feel sorry for Mike, because I feel like Mike didn't get a good, fair chance, you know, with everything. He was always, you know, dealing with something. Not only him, but, you know, just people like Bruce Lee and people like Easy, Tupac. Not really categorizing any of these guys in a particular category, but just saying in general. Even Next Gen Hardy, you know, some of us, even me, you know, still experiencing some of the effects from what went on, you know. And I mean, I got messed up bad and everything, so I'm just telling you guys, you know, keep your head up. If you're going through anything, keep your head up, and just, first of all, trust God and keep your head up. And whatever you're doing, just, you know, if you got a dream, stick with it, you know, because my dad was an MMA fighter, my uncle was a boxer, and I wanted to continue it, you know, just in case anything happened to them, you know, just keep my head up, and just, that's my dream, you know, just to be the best that I can be with MMA and boxing, you know, learning the different styles like Bruce Lee did, learning judo, jiu-jitsu, learning Wing Chun, and learning even Bruce Lee style, Jeet Kune Do, learning good foot movement, you know, learning how to throw a roundhouse kick, and just learning and just being humble and respecting my elders and carrying myself in a proper way, you know, and being a man, not being, you know, with any of the sissy garbage, you know. So you can call me retarded or whatever you want, but I'm strong and you guys know it, you know. I'm strong and you guys know it. I'll never give up, and I'll never forget where I came from. I'm gonna help people. That's the old school way. I'm gonna always help people, and I'm gonna give back whenever I get my millions, or when it comes. I'm always gonna give back, because I always think about Easy and Tupac. I always think about how they struggle to get, well, people like Lil Wayne and them already gotten, you know, and how people like Mike Tyson and Muhammad and Bruce struggled, and people like Jet Li and Jackie Chan, or, you know, and Floyd and people like that are enjoying, you know. I'll never forget that. I'll always keep them beside God. I'll always keep them in my heart, you know. So that's it for this video. I'm out. Peace.